Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is movie release Tuesday. It is December the 1st, and today we got in some of my favorite films. Blade, this is one that I grew up watching. And of course, behind Blade we have The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit Trilogy. This is the big release of the month probably. Everybody loves these films, at least I do. I love both Lord of the Rings, that's probably my favorite trilogy of all time, and The Hobbit. Even though it does get some hate, I still enjoy them, so that's why I picked them up. And these are all in 4K, so I am excited to check these out in their best format possible. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and start these unboxings, starting with Blade. So let's take off the wrapper here. Alright, so the J card seems to just slide off, but before we put that away, let's just take a quick look at it. So this one does have Dolby Atmos, and I don't see Dolby Vision anywhere, so it might just have the normal HDR, but I did just recently watch Spare Change's review on this one, and he said that it was an amazing transfer. He talked a lot about the black levels, and I'm really excited to check that out specifically. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, I'm pretty sure you probably have if you're into 4Ks at all, but he does a bunch of 4K reviews, and he has the setup to do so. I always see him picking up a bunch of the latest and greatest equipment as far as 4K, Dolby Atmos and all that stuff goes. So yeah, I watch a lot of his reviews, but yeah, he gave it a good review, and I'm excited to check this one out. So now let's go into the steelbook. So on the front here we have Wesley Snipes, and the front actually looks pretty nice. I do like the way this one looks. It does have sort of like a glossy feel to it. It's not a matte finish, but it does look really clean. Here is the spine, just has Blade there. And then on the back we have him again. Looks like he's performing one of his jumps here. And then going inside, we do got the digital code, which I will be using. This code, I'm not sure what that's for. If you guys want to use that, go ahead. And then on the inside, unfortunately, we don't get any disc art, so they're just plain disc. This one is the 4K, which has sort of like a reddish tone to it. And then the regular Blu-ray is just a black disc. But in the back, we do have the final battle here between Blade and Frost here. So yeah, that is pretty nice. And yeah, I love this film, which is why I decided to pick it up. I really hope that they release at least Blade 2, because Blade 2, I remember that one being my favorite one from the trilogy. Blade 3, I remember it was, I remember people said it was bad, and even when I watched it growing up, it was my least favorite of the Blades. But yeah, at least we got the first one here, which is a great film, and I'm excited to check it out on 4K. So let's go ahead and move on to the big releases for today. So yeah, let me put this one aside and we'll move on to these. Starting with the Hobbit Trilogy. Let's save the best one for last. So as I mentioned, I do have a huge dent here. It seems like that's the only dent. Everywhere else it seems to be fine, and this is just the outer case. These steelbooks should be in perfect conditions, so I'm just gonna suck it up and keep this one. I don't think I'll be able to get a replacement, so yeah, it's gonna hurt me, but I'm gonna go ahead and open this one up. Alright, now before I take off the J card, let's take a quick look at this. So it does include the theatrical and extended movies, and I believe it is the movies only. There is no special features included here. Going into the back, this one does include Dolby Vision, HDR, and Dolby Atmos. And for this one, I actually saw a review from Films at Home. He also does a bunch of 4K reviews, and I'm always watching his videos, but he gave this one really high praise, and I believe it's probably, I'm pretty sure it's much better than Blade, but this one I'm definitely excited for. I usually watch this one like every year, if not every other year, and now with the 4Ks, I'm definitely gonna watch it during the holiday times. And probably after I'm done filming this, I'm gonna go check it out just to see how it looks. I have to see how this looks on 4K. So yeah, with that out of the way, now let's go ahead and take off the J card. All right, so the good thing is that both sides have the same artwork. So if I did want to display it, I can still display this side that doesn't have the dent because this side, yeah, you can definitely tell that that dent is there. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy about that. I was planning on displaying them like this next to each other. So yeah. And then on the back, we have this nice artwork here. And we have sort of like a goldish everywhere, and then all across the middle, there's like this greenish tone with little specks of silver in some locations. And then on the top, we just have the Hobbit again. And then the bottom is just gold. So now let's take a look at the actual steelbooks themselves. And another cool thing about this one is that they actually included some cutouts here. I remember for the Game of Thrones one, they didn't have these, and the ones on the end were actually pretty difficult to take out. So it seems like they learned a little bit from some of their previous sets. But let's start off with the first one. All right, so we have Golem there in the middle. And then the elven sword here, that's the sword that they give Bilbo Baggins. But yeah, I was actually afraid I would think these were like a little bit too plainish, but I'm digging the way these look. They actually look pretty nice. So yeah, then the spine just says The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. And then on the back, not too much going on here, just, I'm not even sure what this is. If any of you guys know, let me know. I don't know if it's just supposed to represent the ring or something. Not too sure. Oh, you know what? I think it might be the door, Bilbo Baggins' door. I remember. So yeah, I can kind of tell from here that that's definitely his door. So yeah, that's probably what it is. All right, going inside, we get another digital code, and then on the inside, some artwork, I think. You know what? I think that might actually just be a texture. Looking at it up close, it doesn't look to be any sort of like a map or anything. It's just like a different texture. That's all it is. But yeah, these discs are like sort of like a brownish tone. So this one is the theatrical version. And then over here we have the extended version. And then in the back we have this awesome artwork where Bilbo Baggins interacts with Gollum. This is probably the best scene from this film from what I remember. I think I've only seen this film like twice if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, I remember this scene being the highlight of the film. So yeah, makes sense that they would use this for the background art. All right. So moving on to the second one. Oh man, this one looks even nicer. So we have the dragon here. I don't remember the dragon's name. And then in the middle, I guess that's Bilbo Baggins there in the middle. And then all of the gold that the dragon is protecting. Oh, Smaug. How could I forget? It's right there. The Desolation of Smaug. So yeah, another awesome cover. I really like this one. I think this one's probably my favorite over that one. And then here is the spine. And then here we have a green text to the Desolation of Smaug, which is a nice little touch there. And then in the back, we have another image here of sort of the dragon flying around the mountains there. So yeah, pretty nice. And then going inside, so the disc here has that greenish tone that's going across the middle here. So again, extended and theatrical. And then in the back here, another iconic scene, pretty much the same scene that's here in the front. So yeah, I can't wait to watch Smaug in 4K Dolby Vision HDR. I'm pretty sure he's gonna look awesome. He already looked awesome in just standard Blu-ray, so yeah. And then the last one here. So the last one here is the Battle of the Five Armies. And taking a close look at this here, we have the orcs, the dwarves. I can't tell what these guys are back here. We got an elf, the elves. So yeah, can't tell, but I'm pretty sure all of the five armies are here in the front. So yeah, pretty awesome cover here too. I still think this second one here was my favorite one. And on this one, we have sort of like a grayish tone in the center. And that's what we get here with the name as well. The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. And then on the back, this one's pretty cool. This is a pretty cool sigil. But yeah, we have 3 swords and then the bow and arrow there in the middle. I really like how that looks actually. All right, now going inside, the discs. Again, they're sort of, I guess they're kind of grayish. Can't really tell, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. And again, we got the extended and theatrical versions. And then this one actually has my least favorite background art because I can't honestly remember what scene this is from. I like that in the other ones, they were both iconic scenes, but in this one, this scene pretty much, I don't remember it to be honest. So yeah, this one's probably my least favorite steelbook. I think I like the other 2 better. But as far as the film, I actually enjoyed this one. I remember it being my favorite one actually. I did enjoy the battle sequences at the end there, and I didn't mind all the CGI. I know there was a lot of complaints about that, but nope, for me, this one is probably my favorite one of the trilogy. So yeah, before I put them away, here's one final look of all of the front covers of these steelbooks. They actually look really nice next to each other. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to display these. But all right, now let's move on to the Lord of the Rings. All right, so here's the Lord of the Rings. Let's just jump straight into this one and take off the wrapper. All right, and we already know that it has 4K Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, so I'm just gonna take off the J card. And yeah, the outer case for this one has a bluish tone in the center, which does look pretty nice. It kind of goes all the way around the outer packaging, similar to the Hobbit, which had a green tone in the center. And then on the top, here's what we get on the top: Lord of the Rings, the Motion Picture Trilogy. And then the bottom is just golden. So yeah, now let's take a look at the steelbooks. All right, so here is the first one, the Fellowship of the Ring. And in the middle here, we just have everyone traveling as they quest to Mordor to destroy the one ring to rule them all. So yeah, it's pretty fitting that we have this one here in the front. Although, to be honest, I think the first steelbook from The Hobbit was a little bit nicer than this one. But either way, it's pretty nice. And here we do have the greenish tone in the center. Here's the spine, Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. And then here's the back. Then opening this one up, we get the digital code on the first one, similar to the other one. And here the discs are green, but in this case, we actually get 1 disc for the theatrical version, but 2 discs for the extended version. So these are long films and they're spread across 2 different discs. Similar to the original release back when the Blu-ray set was released. So let's take these off. And then here's the artwork that we get for this first steelbook. All right, moving on to the second one. Here we get the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. So this one, I remember this one being my least favorite of the original trilogy. And one of the reasons was because I remember these guys here. I forgot what they're called, like the Wood People or something like that. I think I've only seen the extended version of this film, and there's a long stretch of the film when you're just traveling with Frodo and he's on top of these guys, and it's just, I don't know, I remember finding that part kind of hard to get through at sometimes. But either way, they chose to put them here in the front of the cover, which I guess is pretty fitting since they're in the film a lot. And they do play a huge role towards the end of the film. And then we get the two towers and that reddish tint towards the middle. So on the spine, the two towers here is also in red. And then here's the art on the back. And then opening these up, the discs are red to match the steelbook. And then taking these out, we get this artwork here in the back. All right, now moving on to the last steelbook. And this one features Gollum here in the middle. So we have Gollum and then this text that's around the one ring to rule them all. And in the center we have the bluish tone, which looks pretty nice here. I like how this one looks. And then the spine, again, Return of the King is in blue. And then here we have the king's crown, because at the end he does become the king. And then opening these up, these discs are in blue. And this is the artwork that we get in the back, which, yeah, I remember that battle being pretty awesome there. Well, this whole film was awesome. This is probably my favorite film out of the whole series, I guess, the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. This is an awesome film, and it won a lot of Oscars, and it definitely deserved them, because this is a great film, and it's actually, I think it actually might be my favorite film of all time. But yeah, this was the last steelbook. Alright, so similar to the Hobbit, here are the three steelbooks next to each other, which again, they do look pretty awesome. But yeah, overall, I actually do prefer the steelbooks in the Hobbit. I think those had better covers, but these still do look awesome, and all together, the whole set, I'm pretty happy that I purchased both of these. I was originally gonna wait until summer of 2021. They said that there's going to be like a complete 4K set, a huge set, and I was going to wait for that, but at the end I ended up deciding to pre-order these like last minute. Like, I believe it was probably last week that I pre-ordered these, so I can't believe I actually still ended up getting them. But yeah, these were all the pickups that I got this Tuesday, this movie release Tuesday. Let me know if you guys ended up getting these sets, and if not, maybe you guys were on the fence too, or maybe you're just waiting for that summer 2021 release. But I'm happy with all the stuff that I got today. I got Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit Trilogy, and Blade. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.